Really thought to myself now, what is the purpose of all this? What is the purpose in helping people? What is the purpose of getting in shape and losing weight? And I really took some time to actually journal and think about it. It's like we live our lives every single day in what social media, what the world perceives us at, what other people see us at. And we never do it for ourselves. And achieving a physical result is amazing. It's a source of accomplishment, right? It's a goal, you reach that. But one of the further things I've been thinking on with myself lately is, what's next after you get there, right? You achieve the result, you achieve the number on the scale, or maybe that dream physique that you get to on the beach. And I thought to myself, what kind of coach do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be for people? And giving people a result is amazing. But the reason why I do what I do is not to give people a result, it's actually to help change them. Because a number on the scale and a body weight, it's inconsistent. It doesn't stick forever. But an impact that I have on someone's life, someone who's going through mental health, someone who's struggling with self-development, who has relationships that they want to fix inside of their life, someone who struggles to get out of bed and show up for themselves. And to say that I'm able to help someone change their life, to build a relationship that might have been broken, or fall into a healthy routine that might lead them to finding the career path they want, or the confidence to go up to that person and talk to them. That's the kind of person I want to be. Because to me, it's like, I will only work with people who want to better themselves, who don't just want the quick fix. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, the quick fix isn't going to get you anywhere. I get it. I've lived in so many instances where I wanted to prove the world wrong, where I wanted to look the best, where I wanted everything. I wanted so bad. And I realized that wanting things so bad comes out of fear of uncertainty. It's a scarcity response of wanting control and power over things in your life. But the reality is we don't have control over anything. Because the reality is you don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to wake up with a health condition tomorrow. Heck, you don't even know how much longer you have left to live. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that because these are the questions I'd ask myself when I was overweight. And for so much time trying to lose weight and trying to better myself, I realized that every single time I fell off was because I was trying to control everything. Until I stopped. I stopped controlling taking a photo of myself in the mirror every single day. I stopped controlling thinking about what other people would think about me. I started to control the things that I do inside of my life that were so minimalistic. Whether it was simply prepping a meal every morning, setting that alarm and waking up, 15 minutes of meditation, no phone an hour after I wake up in the morning. It was those little boring things that actually changed my life. And I sit here and I've lost the weight, and I've run a marathon, and now I'm on my way to train for an Ironman. And even then, in those training sessions, I learn every single day that I'm humbled because I'm grateful to be here, but it's not deserving all the time. You're not going to feel motivated to do it all the time. It's not going to be your cup of tea. And that's the reality of life. And that's exactly why I help people. Because I want people to see that life isn't perfect, that losing the weight and chasing a number, chasing a physique is awesome, but it's something that solves a temporary problem. And if there's one thing that I've learned in my life is that chasing a number, chasing a physique, or an outcome is just a temporary fix to a long-term problem. Because the reason I felt that way was because I got picked on, because I wanted to prove to the world that I could do things. But I realized slowly after I started that that's a short-lived experience. I learned that the stuff's gonna stick is becoming the man that I wanted to be. And I don't just mean becoming the man to say screw you and to puff out my chest. I say becoming the man to just prove to myself that I'm right about myself. prove to my ego, to the insecure version of myself, that I can do these things. To prove to myself that just simply getting up in the mornings is something that most people don't even thank God for. To express gratitude in the moments even though they're hard. If there's one thing you can take away from this video from a random person on the internet, is simply that your why, your reasoning for what you do has to be far greater than the actual outcome you're wanting. Because everything, every goal, every medal, every accomplishment is short-lived. It comes and goes because our emotions are unreliable. But the habits, the identity, the person we become is what sticks inside of our life. And without having that, then life is seemingly meaningless. But if you give your life meaning, if you become someone who can show up, who can take on all the challenges of the world because everything's uncertain, then you'll have a far likelihood of being successful, creating that relationship, maybe exiting out that job and entering a profession that you love. You know, maybe it's buying that car that you always wanted, or maybe just fitting into the clothes or going to the beach. And so what I mean by this is losing the weight, fitting into your clothes, getting compliments from other people are all amazing, but you could live without them, right? If I told you had to throw out all those clothes and get new ones, you'd be like, okay, I can do that. But if I told you the time you have on earth is so limited and the experiences, the relationships you have with other people are so minimal, and you're so caught up here, that's gonna be really hard for you to live a successful and meaningful life. And from what I've learned from myself is that a successful and meaningful life isn't pretty. It's actually the opposite. But it's being in stillness, being confident, just being okay with everything, not being judgmental, not comparing yourself to other people, and not looking in the mirror and hating yourself and appreciating the body that God given you. That's what really sticks. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. I'm gonna leave this one on a good note, but I'm grateful to be here. May God bless you all.